Hey there. Having car troubles. I figured as much, seeing how you were standing out here in the middle of nowhere. You must have some bad luck, partner. Of all nights for this to happen. It had to be when a mean blizzard's on its way in. You ain't from around here, are you? I didn't think so. No, I'd remember a car like that. And she's a nice one. It would probably be best if we got run before that storm moves in. It's already cold enough. Mind if I take a look? No, I'm not a mechanic. Listen, I've been working on cars ever since I could put my own boots on. No, I don't have a degree or nothing fancy like that. But I like to think I'm pretty good. Take that truck over there. She may not be the prettiest thing to look at, especially when she's parked next to yours. But let me tell you, it hasn't been to the garage in 7 years. I've fixed every clunk and scrape it had, and kept it running all by myself. So, if I can keep that old thing running, I can probably figure out what went wrong with yours. But thank you kindly. I promise I won't break nothing. Now, let's take a look and see what's going on here. So, what brings you these parts? Just passing through, huh? And where were you coming from? If you don't mind my asking. Dang, that's a long ways from here. Probably a bit of an adjustment, too. A big old place like that compared to down here in the sticks. Of course, you haven't been in town yet. Nothing out here but trees. But if you take the next left, keep straight until you come up to the old warehouse, and then right, you'll end up right in the center of action. I mean it. Main Street is one wild spot. You've got the post office, the town hall, the only grocery store, everything we've got to offer all in one place. The city's got nothing on us. Nah, I'm only kidding. It's a pretty small town, but it's nice and cozy, and I wouldn't give it up. We all know everybody else, and we've always got each other's backs. Do I always talk this much? I don't know, maybe. Just trying to pass the time, I suppose. I've noticed you don't seem to be much of a talker yourself. Something on your mind? Worried about the car, huh? Something else too? Stressed out about work. Not the reason you're traveling. Yeah, I get you. I've never had much of a problem myself. I've always worked close to home. Right on the ranch I grew up, in fact. Yep. Right over on the other side of town. What's that? Is it just me? No. No, it's not. I have to admit, I'm having a hard time figuring out what's wrong with your car here. The regular stuff seems to be in order at first glance, in a way. I might have an idea, though. When you left on your trip, did you have a full tank? You don't know. Did you stop to fill up at all? You didn't. Alright. Are the keys in the car? I won't steal it. I just want to check something. Yep. That's what I was thinking. You ran out of gas. I'm sorry for laughing. But didn't you notice the tank was almost empty as you were driving? I know, you were stressed out about work. I get it. Alright. I'll stop. I guess all there is to do is ride on to town and fill up a can at the station. take it back here, and then you'll be good to go. Hang on. You got the time? Well, that's not good. You see, the thing is, in a small town we only got one gas station. And besides that one, the nearest one is the next town over. A good 30 miles away. And our gas station closed up 5 minutes ago. And by the time we got back, Storm will have already moved in. And I don't think anyone should be traveling on those roads. I'm a pretty good driver, but even I wouldn't do that. But you know, I just might have some gas left over in the jerry can. If it's alright by you, we could drive out to my place and see if we got any, and go from there. It's just, I'd hate to leave you out here in the cold. What about your car? Is it safe? Yeah, I'd say. It looks far enough off the road to me. Oh, you don't have to worry about people stealing it. Trust me on that one. Half the people around here don't even lock the doors on their house. If it makes you feel better, just take the keys with you and lock the doors when we leave. I promise I'm not going to hurt you or anything like that. But if you'd like to stay here, that's fine. I don't think I'll be gone long anyway. You'll come? That's great. Great in the way you won't have to freeze out here in the cold, I mean. Now, there's no denying that my truck here isn't as fancy as your car, but at least it's warm, right? Here we are. Yep, this is the ranch. Part of it, anyway. The whole thing's 400-something acres. But you can't see much of it from the house. It's pretty dark, too, so that wouldn't do it much justice. Now, I'll run out to the barn and see if we got any gas. You want to come along? Alright. I can give you the grand tour. We haven't got any animals in this one. It's not really that kind of barn. We just call it that. This is where we keep the vehicles and stuff like that. And if I'm not mistaken, the gas can should be somewhere over here. Huh. Now why would that be empty? This one too? Thought for sure I had gas in at least one of those. Guess I shouldn't be laughing at you for running out. Look at me. Let me check back here. Here we go. There's not much in this one, but might be enough to get you to the gas station. Ah, shoot. Now that's not good. Snowflakes coming down. I guess the storm came sooner than they were saying it would. Huh. You don't plan on driving in that, do you? Listen, can you just hear me out? I really don't think it's a good idea to try and drive in a blizzard. It's just not something to mess around with, you know? We're losing daylight fast, you wouldn't be able to see, and something bad could happen. I guess the way I look at it is your work will always be there. If your boss expects you to drive through a blizzard, he probably isn't worth working for anyway. I just don't think it's worth risking your life over. Thanks. What for? Well, if something ever happened to you or anyone out driving and there was something I could do to stop it, I don't think I could forgive myself. Hotels? Oh, that's right. I guess you need a place to stay. No, there aren't any hotels here. Hey, I got an idea. You could stay here. Now, I know you don't know me, and I'm just some stranger, but I think it's only right that I offer you a place to stay. I was always taught to look out for others and do what I could to help. I've got plenty of room inside, and first thing in the morning we'll head down to where we left your car and get it into the gas station. That way you wouldn't have to race to the next one on near empty. And on top of that, I'll make sure my little brother stays out of your hair. Really, I insist. Alright, let's head on inside and get you set up for the night. Man, that wind sure came up fast. Here, I'll take your coat if you'd like. Actually, you might want to keep that on. Why is it so cold in here? My brother must be freezing. Wait, what's this now? Huh. Well, that explains why I was missing some gas. He left me a note saying he went and took one of the machines over to his friend's house. I wish he'd tell me these things before he goes and does them. Especially on stormy nights like this one. I didn't even notice it was missing from the barn when we were out there earlier. I just hope he doesn't try and drive in that weather. Yeah, it does say staying the night. I guess I can't help worrying about him. Anyway, if you want to follow me upstairs, I'll show you your room. Yep, this place is pretty much built entirely out of logs. I think it was either my great-great-grandpa or his pa that built the first homestead here. This ain't the original house, of course. I'd imagine it's a heck of a lot bigger than whatever they built back in those days. But the logs still came from our land. Huh? Oh, am I rambling again? Sorry about that. I'll try and slow down a bit. You don't mind? You think the house is cozy, do you? Well, I'm glad you do. I think it's pretty nice myself. And here's your room. Do you think you'll need anything from your car? I know you didn't bring a whole lot with you, so I can run back if you want me to. You'll be alright? Are you sure now? Okay, I'll run downstairs and give you some space to get settled in. Maybe I can do something about the fire and warm things up in here. If you need anything, just holler. Oh, hey there. Is it warm enough for you yet? Yep, that's the fireplace. Oh, it's real alright. I suppose you wouldn't have a mantle and fire in the apartment, would you? I don't think I can imagine not having one. Yeah, it's a bit of work. You cut down a tree, then chop them up, cut them into even smaller pieces, and then haul them all inside. But it's all worth it if it means having a nice warm fire to sit by on nights like this. Well, what am I making? I thought I'd cook up some eggs. Everyone likes eggs, right? I was going to ask if you wanted any beforehand, but I didn't want to bother you while you were trying to get used to the place. And I thought it might be a nice surprise for you when you came down. If you don't want any, that's fine too. You won't hurt my feelings none. What's that? No. As a matter of fact, I didn't get them from my own chickens. They're not laying this time of year. So how do you like the room? Good. I'm glad to hear you like it. These are just about done. Are you gonna have any? Or should I fix something else for you? Did the lights just flicker, or was that just me? Well, I guess that answers my question. And it looks like we won't be cooking nothing either. That wind is pretty wild. Must have knocked a tree down on top of wires or something. On the bright side, we still got the fire. Hey, why don't you go on in the living room? No point in standing around in the dark. Do you need blankets, or do you think you'll be good? We've got lots. Alright, take a seat wherever you'd like. There's plenty of room. So, what is it you do for work, exactly? Just out of curiosity. Okay. Huh. That involves a lot of travel, doesn't it? I was just wondering if that would be the case. I'm not much of an expert when it comes to that kind of job, but I've heard of it before. Actually, I think a friend of mine went off to college to do something like that. I haven't talked to him for years now. I can't quite recall what it was he said he wanted to do, but I think it was something along those lines. Yeah, I went to school. Same group of kids from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. All 23 of us. Oh, you mean college? No, I never went to anywhere like that. I always stayed close to home, and why not? I had the whole ranch business laid out for me, and I think it's what I do best. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it sure isn't for everyone, but I guess it's kind of like the firewood. It's all worth it in the end. Keeping this place running is something that I can feel proud of. Listen, I wanted to say I'm sorry your work trip didn't go well. I'm sure you weren't expecting to end up on some random guy's couch waiting out a storm. And you're probably worrying about what you came up this way to do. But I think it's good to take a break from stuff that's got you all worked up and stressed. And just sit back and take it easy for a little while. After a long day, that's what I do to unwind. Just sit right here and listen to the logs burn. Sitting here, I can just forget all my problems. I know they won't fix themselves by doing this, but sometimes you just have to take a break. Yeah, I agree. I'm lucky to live in a nice place like this. Sure, it's a slower paced life than in the city, but I don't mind. Besides, I don't think I'd survive in the city. Either that, or the city just isn't ready for me. Oh, you meant the house? I'd have to agree with you there too. It sure is beauty. That I get it. I'm pretty young to be owning a house by most people's standards, aren't I? Well, I guess that just shows how much cheaper land is out here. I did say it was a family home, didn't I? I guess that explains it then. I got it from my parents. No, they didn't move. It was a night a lot like tonight, actually. They went out of town for the weekend, and on their way home, a storm cut them off. Car slipped off the road, and, well... No, don't apologize for bringing it up. You didn't know. It's alright. It was just a few months before I graduated. They left me everything. And since I was 18 by that time, I was old enough to take it over. my brother too. I've looked after him ever since. As best as I could anyways. He can be a handful, but I sure do love him. Yeah, I'm worried about him. Guess I can't hide it, huh? No, it's not that. I know his friend's family. They're good people. It's just, yeah, the storm. I know he'd be safe and inside their house, but still. Maybe it's just because I can't see him. I don't know. To tell you the truth, storms still make me a little scared on my own. Anyway, you didn't have to hear all that. I'm sorry for laying all of it on you. I guess my mind just likes to wander, and it comes straight out my mouth. Huh? You wanna cuddle me? Listen, you don't have to do that, really. Well, no, I don't hate the idea. I just... I'll be honest. I haven't done this in a long time. It feels nice. Thanks for this. I appreciate it. It's only right that I thank you. You already thanked me for letting you stay here, and now you're doing something nice for me. So, it wouldn't be very nice of me if I didn't. Hey now, a good deed is a good deed. You don't need to compare them. It doesn't matter if they're big or small, and there's no need to get even. You're giving me something I needed, so thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear that I'm warm, but you don't need to thank me for that. I should be thanking myself, though, because as long as we stay like this, I won't have to get up and find more blankets. But I have to say, I'm tuckered out. So, I best head off to bed. I'll go find a candle for you and take you back to your room. You want me to stay? Oh, alright. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stay up a little longer. You want me to tell you a story? I don't think anyone's ever asked me to tell them one before. But you know what? It makes sense right now. Well, most of the time, I bore people when I ramble on. They could be standing up looking like they're about to doze off. So, if you're trying to go to sleep, listen to me go on will probably help with that. I can't stay up too long now. Something's telling me there's going to be a lot of snow to shovel in the morning, if you plan on going anywhere. So, I'm going to need my sleep. But if it's the story you want to hear, I can probably think up one or two. Actually, I think I know the perfect one. When I was, probably 5, my dad told me about this waterfall. He used to say it was somewhere way deep in the woods, up towards the mountains, and he'd tell me that it was one of the best. You've never done this before, have you? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you, but I had to say something. It's not every day I see someone hold a shovel like that. I'm only teasing. I think you're doing fine. was real nice of you to come out here and start shoveling on your own. Thank you. You'll get the hang of it before long. Here, I can help you if you like. So what you want to do is keep your back nice and straight, or else you'll be ending up walking around like Mr. Jefferson up the road. Then you want to have good grip on it down where my hand is, and hold the handle up at the top. Yep, just like that. Then we'll take a good scoop. Doesn't need to be big, and chuck it off to the side. You want to give it a try on your own now? There we go. Now you got it. You'll get the driveway done in no time, once you get the porch done. No, don't worry. I got a plow on my truck. You should have seen your face, though. Alright, I'll stop. It won't take us long to do this little bit, with two of us working at it. Then we can head down to the gas station, and if Carl's opened up, I'll find one of my cans and bring it back to your car. Then you can be on your way. No, I'm not trying to shove you out or anything. That's not what I meant. Well, I guess I deserve to be teased back if I'm going to dish it out. I did enjoy your company last night. I don't know what time it was I dozed off, but I do know one thing. I slept like a baby. Yeah, it could have been because of the fireplace. Or... never mind. How'd you sleep? Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I wouldn't want my hotel here to gain bad reviews. One thing about blizzards, though, they sure do make things look nice after they pass through. A lot of folks hate the snow because of the cleanup that comes with it, and how it sometimes has the habit of turning driveways into skating rinks. But just look at the way it covers the trees and the fields. I can't get enough of it. Don't tell me you're one of those people. Are you saying your first time shoveling snow wasn't fun? Oh, that's a shame. And here I thought you'd love... Now, I'm no detective, but something's telling me that you threw a snowball that just hit my neck. Would I be right in assuming that? I wouldn't. Then maybe you'd like to explain to the court who did. I'm all ears. Somehow, I'm not very convinced by your case. Maybe if someone were to dump some snow down your neck, you'd be more willing to tell the truth. Nay, don't run away now. Gotcha. You didn't think you could outrun me, did you? This reminds me a bit of last evening. Well, minus the part where we're standing knee-deep in snow, of course. And this time, I'm holding you instead of the other way around. Are you cold? You don't feel very warm to me. Oh, come on now. You don't gotta lie. I can hold you just as well inside as I can out here, if that's why you're not telling me the truth. Well then, if you won't move on your own, I might just have to carry you in. Alright, now that I got you picked up like this, I can tell you're really cold. And that's besides the fact that your boots are full of snow. I don't know what kind of man I'd be if I'd let you stay out in the elements a bit longer. How about we go back inside and I'll make us something nice and hot. I've got some coffee, or some hot chocolate if that's not your thing. And I'll make you anything you want for breakfast. How's that sound? Pretty good, huh? Alright then. Let's head back inside. Looks like most people don't have power back yet. You can tell by all the traffic. You can bet they're all going to the gas station to get some for the generators. I think we just beat the lineup, too. And they got the road plowed already. That sure is a surprise. Usually they take their time getting around to doing that. You shouldn't have any problems driving out of town now, as long as your car isn't buried in the snow. If it is, then I brought my shovel with me for good reason. Oh, by the way, my brother finally texted me when we were at the station. Everything's fine over there. And I guess they're all heading out to the restaurant for lunch. He said he'll be home sometime in the afternoon. It would have been a long night if I was up worrying about him the whole time. Thank you for keeping me from being crazy as a cuckoo bird. Now, after the fact, it's pretty clear there was nothing to get all worked up about. But if you hadn't been there, I would have been a nervous wreck. I can't explain it with my words, but I was just more relaxed with you there. I'll try to remember that feeling down the road. That things will be okay, and there's no reason to get all riled up about nothing I can't control. What? No, I ain't blushing. He's at your car. It is too, and look at that. There's hardly any snow covering it. You know, she looks just as pretty as we left her. What we put in my can won't fill it, but it'll be enough to get you to the next town at least. No, you don't owe me a thing for it. No, I'm serious. I don't want anything. Just think of it as an early Christmas present. You know, you look a lot different standing there now than you did yesterday. Your shoulders aren't as tense. Your arms aren't wrapped around yourself all tight. And of course, there's that little smile. Maybe I wasn't the only one that got something good out of that storm. Seems like you need a break from your job, and that's what Mother Nature gave you. I guess we both got the same thing out of it. A chance to step back from things that was eating us up and just take it slow for a night. Well, that's all for the gas. So, I guess you're good to go. That might just be enough to get you back to the city, but if you got any troubles, you've got my number. Anyways, yeah, have a safe... You know, I didn't think I'd hug you once, but we did by the fire, this morning out in the snow, and here we are doing it again. I'm not complaining. To tell you the truth, I don't really want to stop. If it makes it any better, I'd like to think of this as just to say you later, not a goodbye. There's no reason why we wouldn't see each other ever again. If you're ever passing through again, don't be a stranger. Stop by any time. My door is always open. I'd like that. Before you go, there's something else I need to say. I know we only just met yesterday, and so I hope I don't make you uncomfortable by saying this. But I think I have to. I know I'd regret it if I didn't. You make me happy. A different kind of happy that I don't recall feeling before. You filled something that I've been missing. The fact is, I didn't realize what I was missing until I got it. And I don't know if I can go back. What I'm trying to say is, I think I love you. You'll have to pardon me. I shouldn't have gone and said all that. If you don't feel the same way, Well, I guess that's my answer then. I think That might have been the finest kiss I ever had. I'm glad the feeling's mutual. I know I'm probably acting like a lost puppy or something, but if you can please come back sometime, it would mean the world to me. You will? Alright, I can't wait. And who knows? Maybe I'll pay you a visit in the city someday. Well, I don't want to hold you up any longer. You should get back on the road. Take care of yourself, alright? And remember to keep an eye on that gassed owl. Alright. See you soon. Hey guys, I hope you liked that full series of Country Boy. And if you did, you should leave a like and subscribe and ring that bell and all that jazz. But I want to thank you for the support, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll be at 10,000 subs. We're already at 3, so I think we can do it. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you next week.